So I had a roommate, right? I don't think I can do that shit no more. Basically, I had a roommate. I met her on Twitter. Yeah, I know, I met her on Twitter. That was probably not the best idea. She seemed pretty cool, of course. Like, who doesn't seem cool when you first meet them? And she DM'd me one day because I literally posted who want to be friends, like a dumbass. She was like one of the only people that DM'd me at the time because I didn't have that many Twitter followers at the time anyway, so not a lot of people DM'd me, but she DM'd me. So, you know, we get to chat and this was the first red flag for me. The first thing she said to me, "Hello, beautiful human, you're so pretty, let's be friends." I know what you're thinking. She gave you a compliment, whatever. No, thank you, but no. What is my looks bringing to this friendship exactly? Like, when someone just flat out be like, let's be friends because you're pretty, I don't know, that just feels like that doesn't bring anything to the friendship. Like, me being cute is what? Like, you look good standing next to me? I don't know what that means, but maybe I'm just thinking too deep. But sometimes that just can come off a little weird. But, you know, at the time, I wasn't really thinking much of it. But yeah, we got to talking and, you know, we ended up being friends. We exchanged numbers, and a few days later, I decided to let her come over and hang out.
Man, you stupid bitch!
I know it seemed like it was moving a little too fast, so I probably should have talked to her a little more before I just let her come over my apartment. But look, I had just moved to Atlanta. At the time, I had just got my first apartment, and you know, I wasn't really desperate to make friends, but I would have liked to make some friends at the time. Like, I didn't really have any friends at all. Like, I didn't know anyone. So she comes over, we have a great time. Everything's great. You know, she was a little loud, you know, she laughs obnoxiously loud while we're in the apartment. You know, we live in a place with a bunch of people around, so when you laugh, everybody downstairs next to you and across from you can like hear you. So, but you know, it's fine though. Nothing too bad at first, but then this is where things started to like go downhill, I guess you'd say. Basically, my apartment caught on fire. I talked about this before in another video. My apartment complex caught on fire because, my building roof had caught on fire because my neighbors, like 2 doors down, I believe, they decided to barbecue on their balcony. So the roof catches on fire, so I had to move into a new apartment, and I had an option to move into a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom. I decided to move into a 2-bedroom because, you know, I'm thinking, you know, I got a business and I could use like the extra bedroom for inventory and stuff like that. So, but then of course, she was having issues at home. Typical issues where you will have when you're ready to move out and your parents or your guardian or whoever you're staying with is giving you a hard time and asking for rent out of nowhere when you literally make minimum wage. Those kind of problems. I didn't want to seem like a bad friend, or, you know, we were just in the beginning of our friendship anyways, but you know, I kind of sympathized with her because I was going through the same thing literally a few months before I moved to Atlanta. So, you know, I decided to offer her this room actually that I'm in right now. But the thing is, you know, it was kind of like one of those moments where like she kept complaining because it seemed like she knew of, which I probably shouldn't have told her that I moved into a bigger fucking apartment, but it's fine. But no, she all of a sudden starts having more and more problems after I moved here. So, you know, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna just give her this room and I'm gonna let her get her stuff together for some months or whatever, let her work a little bit so she can get her own place. That was my whole mindset at the time. I'm thinking like, okay, let me help her out. So I'll go ahead and give her the room or whatever. And I asked for a couple $100s a month to help with rent. Nothing too crazy, whatever. Actually, I offered a lesser amount, but she the one who said, let me give you a little higher than that. So I don't really want to share, but whatever. She gave me more than what I asked for, which I was grateful for, of course. Things started happening to where she just had multiple partners. Like, you know, I don't really have a problem with that, of course, do you? I don't care. But it was getting to a point where she would end up in situations where she would be with these people and then they would do her bold and then she would come to me crying or come to me for advice. So of course I'm gonna be a good friend and be like, well, you know, I don't think you should do this. Actually, no, let me back up. I was already telling her not to do stuff and she was just doing it anyway. So before things even got out of hand with people, she would literally come to me and be like, okay, yeah, I'm about to go meet up with this dude. And she would have just met this dude, her literal Lyft driver. Let's start there. So she met a Lyft driver, he was cute or whatever. And she decides to go over his house for the first date. Not to mention a smoke session for the first date. Oh, you're just gonna let a guy smoke you out on the first date? You. I'm gonna edit that out. But you let this dude smoke you out on the first date. As a woman, you know, that's a little dangerous. And you know, me being a good friend, yeah, I'm gonna go over and, you know, we're gonna smoke or whatever over his house. And I'm like, are you sure you wanna go over his house? Like, you know, I don't want nothing to happen to her because not only is she staying in my house, she's also a friend. I don't want to have to explain to somebody what happened to you or anything like that. I just want to make sure that you're okay. She didn't care about how I felt. It was just about, I'm trying to get what I want. You already know what she was going over there to do. My advice didn't fucking matter because she would come in there and tell me things as if I wasn't supposed to say anything anyways. Like, she would just come in there and be like, yeah, I want to go do this. You know what I'm saying? Do you think I should? Like, stuff like that, you know, giving me an option to give an opinion on the situation. But it didn't matter anyway. She didn't listen. So, and then of course she ends up getting into it with the guy because he didn't really want to take her seriously after they did the dues on the first time, or the first time they did whatever. He stopped texting her. So, you know, after I literally told her she should take it slow, or I can't really exactly remember what I told her, but long story short, I basically told her that she shouldn't do it. Like, you know, you should just kind of, because literally right before him, she was messing around with this one dude who wasn't texting her back and doing the same thing to her. You know, doing stuff and then just leaving her behind, not texting her back. And I'm sitting up here like, okay, you don't want this to happen again. Take it slow. But no, I look like an asshole because I seem like I'm trying to tell her what to do. Same thing with the fact that she was also trying to get a business started, right? And, you know, I wasn't too far in with my business yet. I was just getting started myself. So, of course, I'm trying to help her, like the little stuff that I was doing. And you know, I'm like giving her advice and stuff when she wouldn't take it. Like, I'm telling her, you should do this with your stuff. Cause I wasn't exactly sure what she was trying to do because she didn't really have an idea. She just wanted to start a business because I was doing it. Like, she never really took it seriously. I was trying to, let me put it like this. She pretty much wanted me to give her ideas. Like, I can't give you an idea of what you want to make. That just comes a part of your own creativity. Like, you should know what you want to do. I shouldn't have to tell you, go make a t-shirt and put this on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should know what you want to make. And that's what the big problem was. She wanted me to basically tell her what to do. Not everybody has to have a business. And that's what I kept trying to tell her. Like, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. I'm not going to judge you for working a 9 to 5. You're going to make your money somehow. And that's the thing. She was tired of working a 9 to 5. So I was giving her advice on how to start a business and how to move forward, but she would spend all her money on other shit, weed, and the dudes she was messing with, I don't even know, or Lyfts and stuff and Ubers to go see these dudes that wouldn't even come pick her up. You know, she was wasting her own money doing other stuff, and I'm trying to help her. A part of the reason why we stopped being friends was because I was repeating myself. But no, that happened with the whole business thing, and then she got her own laptop, and then literally she goes and buy a broken charger from one of those stores that fix your phones for like $25, like, you know, little corner stores or whatever, after I told her to get a fucking charger from Amazon. And she goes and buy a charger 2 times as much as she spent, and it was broken. It's just like little stuff like that. I'm not gonna keep giving you advice or trying to help you if you're not gonna listen. And then eventually I, according to her, became a villain because I'm telling her these things of what not to do, and then she ends up in the worst possible case of the scenario and then gets mad at me because it ended up like that because I said it would. This is where everything kind of just broke apart, and this was pretty much the end. She went to the laundromat and she met a dude outside the gas station that was selling weed, and she decided to get his number. And I'm like, okay. She told me this in confidence, by the way. I met him at the gas station. He was outside selling weed, so we got a new plug. And I'm looking at her like, we got a new plug. One that's standing outside the gas station? You really think that's the one to trust? After she done fucked the last one and he barely wanted to come over anymore, drop off weed because she made him uncomfortable. She met him outside the gas station. The last dude was just a reference from another person or whatever that she was messing around with. And he was cool. There wasn't nothing wrong with him until she started. Anyways, and they going out. No, they ain't even going nowhere, excuse me. They never even went on a date. They went to his house for the first date, and of course, they get to smoking. And on the way to their first date, they get into a car crash, literally on the, it was like literally the street right outside my apartment. Like, they didn't even go that far. And they got into a damn car crash, and she gets a mild concussion. And you know what she does instead of going to the hospital after this crash? She goes to his house, and they still go and smoke, do the do's, and fall asleep. And she has a mild concussion, and me being a worried friend, of course I'm the first person she calls. Oh my God, I got into a car accident, I'm fine, whatever. And you don't go to the hospital? I'm like begging her to go to the hospital, like not begging her, but I'm like, you should go to the, you know what I'm saying, get checked out. You just got into a car crash. But no, she goes and does other stuff and then come back home because she left her ID here, by the way, when she got in this car crash. So she didn't have her ID on her this entire time. And then goes to the hospital. When she came back, I decided to tell her like, okay, look, I don't feel comfortable with you meeting these random dudes and they dog you out like this. And then I gotta sit up here and listen to you complain about it after I told you not to do it. Because when she told me about the dude from the gas station, I literally told her like, you met this nigga at the gas station? Do you think that's smart? Do you think that's a good idea? Like, you know, I didn't say it like that. I was trying to be nice about it. Like, do you think that that's okay? Like, you met him at the gas station? I mean, yeah, I can go up there right now. Like, it didn't click in her brain, not at one time, like one point, like, I met this nigga at the gas station. Like, that never, like, and I'm sitting up here trying to make her realize how crazy you look right now. You literally just stopped talking to this one dude because he was messing around with another girl or whatever the other reason. It was so many different reasons. It was so many dudes. I don't even know how many it was. But you was mad at the last dude for doing this, and then you move on to the lowest point, the lowest grade of niggas, the ones at the gas station. It just never clicked. So when I'm telling her about herself, I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable with you doing that because I feel like a bad friend. You sitting up here meeting dudes at the gas station and I gotta sit up here and explain to you why. I shouldn't even have to explain to you why. Not only that, you went and did the dudes with him within one day of knowing him. The thing is, guys, I'm gonna say this again. I don't care about none of that. You can do as many people as you want. But the thing is, you sitting up here meeting random people, multiple, I'm not just talking about 5 or 6, I'm talking about 10 to 15 since I've known her. Okay, I swear to God. You sitting up here meeting people and they sitting up here dropping you off. You're not the only person that stays in this apartment, and they know exactly where we stay. And you get into arguments with these people, and then who knows, they might do something out of spite. Not, thank God it never happened, but it's just the fact that it got to a point where there were so many different people that could have happened. You don't know these niggas. Like, you just sit up here bringing them over. They never ever came over, but they're dropping you off. And they know the address. They know where you stay. Like, come on, use your... I asked her to please start telling me when she's leaving the house because she would leave the house and not say anything. But the thing is, she would text me after she leaves. She wouldn't even tell me when she was leaving. So she would just fucking leave. And I wouldn't know where she is or who she's with until after the fact. So after this whole thing with the gas station dude thing happened, she's going to Florida or whatever a few weeks later, right? And this is where we stopped communicating because after I told her that I didn't like her meeting random dudes and doing this with them and all that other stuff, she decides to stop telling me stuff. So all of a sudden she got these new group of friends or whatever. So I'm like, okay, she got some friends to go to Florida with, right? She goes to Florida, but the thing is, when she leaves, she doesn't say anything. She texts me goodbye. Even though she walked right past my door and purposely like tried to, you know, my door is over here, and if you purposely trying to move out the door like this to avoid me at all costs, clearly we got a fucking problem. Excuse me. She goes on this trip, and the whole time she doesn't keep in contact with me. I got her location, by the way, so I can see where she was. But the thing is, like, she was in Florida way longer than she said she was supposed to be. She was supposed to be there for 3 days, and she ended up being there for about a week. And then on top of that, she came back to Georgia and she didn't tell me that she was back, and she was gone for an extra 2 weeks, staying over some nigga house that I don't even know once again. So this is what I'm talking about, where she stopped telling me stuff. So she had met a whole nother dude, and it's just so weird. And you're supposed to be staying here and you're not telling me where you are. Your stuff is here, but you're not here for weeks at a time. And I'm steady texting her. She's giving me she's giving me replies that's not answering my questions. Are you okay? And who are you with? Like, do we have a problem? I'm sitting up her texting her all this stuff, and she's giving me the most bland response you can think of that just barely answers the question. This is another thing that was crazy too. I didn't know if she quit her job or not, because she was working at some leather place, and this job, she was probably gone for almost an entire month. I wasn't even sure if she still had this job, because you can't just take a whole month off of a job, unless it's something serious going on. So I'm not even sure what she told them, but I figured out that she fucking quit, pretty much. Whatever. That's pretty much all that happened. Or she probably did take a vacation, just never came back. But the thing was, she was gone for such a long time, and I still had her location. She had never went to work. It was just awkward. She quit her job and wasn't even going to tell me. So, the end of the month is coming up anyways at the time. And I'm like, so how's she going to pay for rent? I message her and I just tell her, like, could you just let me know when you're coming in the house? Because she used to come in the house at 3 a.m. and she used to leave at like 9 and come the next morning in the middle of the night, type shit, 2, 3 in the morning, and not say anything where she had been, or never even let me know that she was on the way. None of that. She should just come in the fucking house. And I'm like, this is my place. I just want to know if you're safe or whatever. Could you please just let me know when you're leaving? And she gonna tell me, you don't tell me when you leave the house or whatever, and you don't even be replying to my messages. So I feel like you can't hold me to the same standard, yada, 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 yada. I never left the house in the middle of the night. I used to only leave the house to go get groceries or, go to the mall or something. But, I don't just leave in the middle of the night and then don't come back until the next morning. You know what I'm saying? And that was a fucking lie, because for the most part, I used to make sure I tell her exactly where I was going, at least. She didn't tell me shit, all because I told her to stop meeting niggas at the gas station. But, I told her about herself. I'm like, you done came in this house how many times, and she will come here and not speak to me. She will leave without saying anything, come back without saying anything. I told her about herself. So she says, I'm on the way. So I told her, no, come get your shit and leave. Well, put the icing on the cake was that she told me that her grandma said that I was better than her. And you want to know why she said that? She never did, by the way. But you want to know why she told me she said that? Because she wouldn't give her no money. This is exactly how she told me. My grandma said that you was better than me and I ain't gonna never be shit, and that you always gonna be above me, because she called me at work and she was trying to make me give her money or whatever for her apartment, and that's what she said. And I was like, oh, okay. What were y'all talking about to where your grandma thought that I was doing better than you in the first place? Like, I don't even think her grandma even knew, like, I really owned a business. Like, I don't know if she really knew what I did, because she never really elaborated when we first met. Because when I met her grandmother, I swear to God, she didn't really tell her what I did or how successful I've been. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they really talked about that for real. But the thing is, the fact that if that was talked about, I wasn't there. So, and she told me that her grandma said that, and it was just random. Not only that, but I was also in the middle of selling stuff. Like, I think I was having like some type of viral moment on social media, and I was getting a lot of sales at the time and orders. And she came in the room and told me that while I'm in the middle of that, you know what I'm saying? So I was doing something, and she comes in there and tells me that while I'm doing that, you know what I'm saying? So that looks suspicious. That was also something I forgot to mention. After I told her about her stuff, she came by. I was in the room packing up all my orders. I had a whole bunch of hats. So she was just coming here grabbing her shit. I ain't got time for her to say nothing to me, but I was waiting. The door was wide open. She was walking in and out of here grabbing her stuff with some other nigga, by the way. She brought some other nigga here to help her grab her stuff. Another nigga. This not even the same one. I'm talking about from Florida. That's exactly why she's leaving, because I don't even know who that was, and I didn't even care. And then on top of that, before she got here, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring my 2 friends, or 2 girls she went on a trip with or whatever, to come get my stuff. And I said, okay, whatever. That don't look like two girls. That was some dude with blonde hair and blue contacts. I didn't know who the fuck that was, but whatever. He looked like a Naruto character. He was helping her do her shit, came and got it or whatever, didn't even look me in my face, too scared to even walk past me. I was moving my boxes out there in the living room. Girl farting and shitting probably on the way in and out of here because she too scared to say something. You're not gonna explain yourself. You ain't even gonna try to fight the fact that I'm kicking you out right now in the middle of the night because you want to be fucking stupid. But no, it was nothing to say because what could she say? She was wrong. You're not about to be coming in and out of my place and not saying nothing to me and then getting mad because I told you to stop meeting niggas at the gas station. You know what I should have did? The dude that was standing there helping, I should have been like, you know, the last nigga she met was at the gas station. That's why she getting kicked out right now. I should have just said that. I can't make this shit up. I'm not going to say that I'm never going to make any more Twitter friends in person ever again. But that was a lesson learned because that was probably the most weirdest waste of time. I swear to God. The whole friendship literally ended because you started feeling some type of way towards me because I was doing better than you. And I'm telling you not to do this with certain dudes because I don't want to sit up here and keep telling you the same stuff over and over again. Like, so I already knew she was going to get on Twitter and start talking about me. So she gets on there and she's talking shit. I don't give a fuck how gorgeous you are. That pretty privilege is not going to last forever. And you see, this is what's funny because who says that to somebody like as an insult? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all she was saying. She kept saying that I don't care how pretty you are, your pretty privilege not gonna last, and bitches think they the shit because it was a bunch of tweets like that back to back. And I'm like, this is the corny, because she can't say I did anything wrong because she would have been said something. So you know what? I did my little subtweet back being petty. I just said, my cat's got a new room or whatever. They don't know how to act. Send. Within 5 minutes, I was blocked because I was unblocked all night and stuff, I think, because I don't think she blocked me yet. She was tweeting about me, so which means she came on my page as well and saw that tweet within 5 minutes and blocked me. That's all it took because all I gotta say is this bitch got mad because I told her to stop messing with dudes at the gas station and stop meeting dudes, stop fucking Lyft drivers. Like, you know, that's all I literally told her, and all of a sudden I'm a bad friend and I think I'm better than her because that's what she was telling people. It was just so silly. The situation was so stupid, and I'm just glad that it's over, and I'm glad that I don't got to see her no more or whatever. She living somewhere. I don't care. She looked like a bum. Thank y'all so much for watching. Like, I don't have anything else to say about the subject, so I'm just gonna end it right here and shit like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave me a like, and if you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.